Before we get into this review, I just want to say a quick story. We're in the movie theater, me and Amy were sitting down, the lights are going down, everyone's excited, oh my god, Infinity War! And all of a sudden I hear a baby crying. And I'm just looking at, not the baby, I'm looking at the parents like this. I'm just like... Parents, look, I know it's Avengers, it's a really big movie, everyone's excited. Listen, if you can't find a babysitter, guess what? You don't get to go to the movies. Leave your babies at home. Thank you. Avengers Infinity War! Be advised, this is a spoiler-heavy review. If you have not seen Avengers Infinity War, do not watch this video unless you don't care and you want to get spoiled. Then hey, welcome. Make sure you subscribe right below. Alright, you have been warned, so very spoilers everywhere. Spoilers all around this whole video, okay? Also, just quick shout out to Light Sleepers. I got this Infinity Gauntlet shirt a while back at DesignerCon, and it's one of my favorite shirts, and I figured, hey, it's very appropriate to wear this. Why not? So I'm not going to break down the entire movie because if I were to do that, this would be a very, very long video, and let's just not do that. But let's talk about that beginning. If you've already seen Thor Ragnarok, then you would know that the Asgardians found salvation in this ship and they were heading towards Earth. And then you see this gigantic ship approaching the little ship full of Asgardians, and we all knew that was Thanos. So Infinity War takes place right after that, and it shows all the Asgardians are dead. D-E-A-D. Thor is down, and Heimdall, Idris Elba, man, Thanos just murders him right there in cold blood. But the thing that really got me like all amped up about Thanos was the fact that he just made the Incredible Hulk look like a little ragged doll. Like at first it was crazy that the Hulk was kind of beating up on Thanos, and Thanos' homeboys are like, nah, shh, let him have his fun. And then I was like, oh shit, dude, Thanos is about to up the Incredible Hulk right now. Thanos messed up Incredible Hulk so bad that we didn't see him at all for the rest of the movie. The Hulk is legit scared of Thanos. He doesn't even want to come out anymore. That's when I knew Thanos is not to be messed with, and he is here and he is gonna shit up. With that scene alone, just the beginning of the movie sets you up and gives you a really good idea of how Thanos is going to be handling this film. And the rest of the movie is just Thanos collecting these Infinity Stones to form the Infinity Gauntlet. That way he can wipe out half of humanity, not just humanity, but half of the entire universe, which is a pretty crazy plan. But we'll get more into that in a little bit. After the beginning of the movie, when Thanos literally kills all of Asgard except for Thor, I'm just thinking to myself, damn, this is going to be a really, really dark movie. This is not going to be your average Marvel movie where everything's all happy-go-lucky and fun jokes. And I've thought to myself, I don't think this is going to be that type of Marvel movie. However, I was wrong, and I'm glad that I was, because it wasn't everything completely all gritty and dark and full of doomsday. The overall tone is, well, yeah, there's some dark stuff going on, but at the same time, we also got some really funny, good, well-written humor. And that's one thing that was really great about Infinity War, is that it was not all about doomsday and death and destruction and explosions and Thanos just killing everybody. There was actually some really good humor. That's why you got people like the Guardians of the Galaxy teaming up with Thor. That was a brilliant move, actually. Thor teaming up with Rocket Raccoon, calling him a rabbit this whole time. Throughout the whole movie, Thor's calling him a rabbit. And not just that, but later on too, when Groot goes up to Captain America and says, I am Groot, Captain America's like, I am Steve Rogers. And that's what got me really appreciating Infinity War a lot, because the overall tone, if you watched the trailers, it looked really dark, it looked really serious, and yeah, there's a lot of that, but at the same time, there's a lot of really funny humor going on too. There's that scene where Drax is literally just standing there like, and then Peter asks him, how long have you been standing there? He's like, an hour. Okay, so the overall tone of the movie is something that I really liked a lot about Infinity War, but there are other things that I really liked a lot from Infinity War too. One thing for sure is definitely Thanos. I gotta give a huge shout out to Josh Brolin, because I think he portrayed this character so magnificently. I think Thanos is not just the best, I would have to say one of the best Marvel villains of all time, but I just found him very menacing, and I found him physically imposing after what he did to the Incredible Hulk. I just thought to myself, holy crap, I'm legit scared. And once he collects an Infinity Stone, he like rages up and powers up. Man, I'm just even more scared of Thanos. Like we all know he's a CG character, and like, but the CG looks really good on him. But I thought the delivery with Thanos was just very well portrayed from Josh Brolin. How they wrote Thanos is something I really appreciate also. He plays that villain where he thinks he truly believes that he is doing something for the greater good. Like he knows that in order to save the universe, he has to commit some form of genocide. What I liked about Thanos is that he did it. He won. He defeated the Avengers. He literally snapped his fingers and wiped out half of humanity. And what I loved about the aftermath is that he went back home. I snapped my fingers, half of universe is gone. Now I'm gonna go home and farm, and I'm gonna smoke a cigarette and just hang out because I did my job. That's one thing about these kind of villains. I really like these kind of villains. Like we saw that with Michael B. Jordan and Black Panther. He was a villain that truly believed was doing the right thing. He truly believed that he was doing something that, yeah, it's bad, but it's gonna be for the overall greater good, and that's what we saw in Thanos. Another thing that I really liked a lot was the big team up between the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy. I was a little concerned before walking into this movie. I was just like, man, I feel like there's gonna be too many characters because you got Avengers, you got the Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm just thinking to myself, well, how are they gonna do all this? And I was very satisfied with the outcome. Man, Peter Quill and Tony Stark together on the same screen, that was just awesome. Also, Tony Stark and Doctor Strange, that was really cool too, because I thought to myself, you know what, Doctor Strange and Iron Man, they're kind of similar. You know, they got some similarities. They're both jerks. That I really appreciated Doctor Strange a lot. I think Doctor Strange was actually my favorite character in this entire movie, and I really like how he was traveling and he came up with like 1 out of 14 million outcomes where the Avengers end up on top. I just really liked it a lot, and seeing all three of those characters, and of course Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and you also got freaking Drax, and even what's her name? What's her name? The girl with the Mantis. I almost forgot her name. Mantis. Every scene that took place on Titan was really cool. I really liked that. Just seeing Tony Stark interact with all these new characters was such a really cool thing, because Tony Stark is that one character that you've just been following along since 2008, and he's, you know, he meets Captain America for the first time. He meets the Bruce Banner for the first time, and now fast forward, and now he's meeting the Guardians of the Galaxy for the first time. He's meeting Doctor Strange for the first time. Kind of recruited Spider-Man. Another thing that I really enjoyed a lot from Infinity War was the mere fact that Infinity War was its own movie. I don't know if you know what I'm saying here. I'm saying it's its own movie. It's not setting up another one. Obviously, the end of the movie is setting up Avengers 4. But yeah, it's not setting up anything, you know, like if you look at Avengers Age of Ultron, the second one, it's nothing but a setup movie. The whole movie was just setting up for other movies. It was setting up for Thor Ragnarok. It was its own movie. It was not a setup movie. It wasn't setting up another Thor movie. It wasn't setting up another Captain America movie or a Spider-Man movie or anything like that. That's one thing that I really liked a lot about Black Panther. The Black Panther movie was just a Black Panther movie. That's all it was. It wasn't setting up Infinity War. It wasn't setting up... It didn't even mention anything about an Infinity Stone. That's one thing that's really cool when superhero movies do that. Another thing that I really have to give a huge shout out to are the Russo brothers. I think the Russo brothers did something that seemed damn near impossible, but they somehow did it. Hey man, it's really hard to make just one small movie. These guys did a giant spectacle of a movie, and it had all these characters from Iron Man to Peter Quill, Hulk to Thor to Thanos to everybody. You have all these characters. Just look at the regular poster for Infinity War. Look at all these characters. This jam-packed with characters. And they somehow managed to film a movie all on IMAX, by the way. This entire movie was shot on IMAX, which was really, really cool. Big, huge shout out to you guys. Infinity War is not exactly my favorite Marvel movie ever. Infinity War was great, don't get me wrong. But if I were to say some things that I didn't like, if I had to just nitpick some things, I would probably have to say probably Thanos' Black Order, Thanos' children or whatever. I just thought they were kind of there, except for that one, what's his name? I think his name was Ebony Maw. Be lucky because Thanos is here and he will be killing you now. Praise the almighty Thanos. That guy, yeah. I thought he was kind of cool. I just thought they were kind of there. I think Thanos could have just done the whole thing by himself. He didn't really need the Black Order. They're kind of disposable. The scenes where Peter Dinklage, when Thor and Rocket, they go visit the person that actually built the Infinity Glove, that part was educational. Like, as soon as Infinity War comes out on Blu-ray and I'm watching it, those are probably going to be the parts where I fast forward just to get to the juicy action-packed parts. One thing that I would probably have to nitpick too is also probably the pacing. The beginning felt kind of rushed. It was kind of just speeding it up a little bit, and then it kind of slowed down, and it kind of started feeling rushed again towards the third act. But okay, now let's talk about all the freaking deaths. So much death happens in this movie, and I'm not just talking about the end of the movie. I'm not just talking about the end where literally half of all of everybody, half of the entire universe gets wiped off. I'm talking about the deaths that took place even before Thanos snapped his fingers. I'm talking about when he pushes Gamora off the cliff. At first, I thought Thanos was a really cool villain. I was like, you know what, dude? If you see it from his point of view, I mean, sure, genocide, whatever, you know, to save the rest, the bigger picture, to save, the universe, you gotta kill half of them. Okay, I see what you're saying, but when he pushes his freaking daughter off the cliff, I was like, whoa, all right, you might be a real piece of shit now. And it's not just her death that I was like, damn, dude, that sucked. It's also the kind of seeing Loki finally die was kind of satisfying. Throughout the movie, I'm just like, all right, dude, how many times have you died already? And then he showed up, and I think for real this time, I think he's dead. I think he's really dead. I hope he's dead. But dude, when Thanos just literally rips off the damn Infinity Stone off Vision's head, like, we all knew it was gonna happen. We all knew this was gonna happen. If Vision has an Infinity Stone in his head, sooner or later, Thanos is gonna have to collect that from him, yoink. Thought the ending was great. The ending is gonna be so iconic. The way people just started evaporating. When Spider-Man went out, I was like, man, that's a kid. He's like a little teenager, and he's like, Mr. Stark, I don't wanna go, I don't wanna go, I don't wanna go. Listen. Spider-Man is not dead. Black Panther is not dead. Look, Black Panther is the highest grossing movie of all time, and he's on fire right now. And Spider-Man, they just got Spider-Man into the MCU. Look, they're gonna come back, all right? They're not dead. They're gonna find a way to come back. I think they're probably gonna go back in time, do a little bit of time travel. I don't know what they're gonna do, to be honest, but they're not dead. Come on, do you really think Marvel is just gonna kill off Black Panther without making Black Panther Part 2? I just think the people that died before the finger snap are really dead. Like Gamora, like Loki, Vision. I think Vision is dead. Those guys are for sure dead. Here's a good question for you guys. At the end, was this all part of Doctor Strange's vision that he had with a 1 out of 14 million outcomes? Who knows? Maybe. So overall, Avengers Infinity War is not my favorite Marvel movie, but damn, I had a great time watching this movie. It's the movie that I can keep watching again and again. I can't wait. I'm very excited to see it for a second time. Score, I gotta go 4.5 out of 5. Really enjoyed this movie a lot. So, Avengers Infinity War, have you seen it? What did you think? What was your favorite part? What do you think is going to happen in Avengers Infinity War Part 2? Is that what they're calling it? Or Avengers 4? I don't know what they're calling it, but yeah, Captain Marvel at the end credits. What'd you guys think of that? Are you excited to see Captain Marvel join the squad? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching this review, and I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, stay focused, stay sharp, and axial on.